So now we're going to be given the graph and we're going to have to find the equation. So just as a reminder, we have kind of a graph over here. We're going to need to find the period. So the way we're going to find a period is to go from the crest from there to there, and that's going to be one period. Or we could go from, say, middle going down to middle going down, and then that distance over there would be a period. Or we could go from bottom to bottom, or from middle going up to middle going up. Another way we could do it is we could go from, actually, we could go from, say, from a top to a bottom. So that's going to be exactly half a period. And we can multiply that by 2. So we go from top to the bottom, and then the period is going to be twice as big as that. Once you have the period, of course, then you know that k is going to be 360 divided by that period. Example 8. So, we need to figure out a period here. So maybe I'm going to go from, well, I could do top to top. That looks pretty easy. So if I went from here to here, so from 110 to 470, the way you figure out the distance is you subtract it. So 470 minus 110. So the period is 360. I could have also maybe gone from 20 to middle going up to there. And that'd be 380 minus 20, which would also be 360. So what we have here is we have that the period equals 360. K is going to be 360 over the period, which is 360 over 360, which is 1, because of course 1 is, like the regular period is going to be 360. We could find our other stuff. So we know that the amplitude is going to be the distance from there to there, or we could do max minus min divided by 2. Right, 4 minus negative 2 divided by 2, which is 6 over 2, which is 3, or it's 3 away. The d is going to be the average of them, 4 plus negative 2 over 2, which is 2 over 2, which is 1. I kind of dashed it over there to make it obvious. The d is 1, and the c, we could say, is starting over there. So maybe this is going to be this is the start of a sine x graph, because that's in the middle going up. And so the answer, putting all that together, would be f of x equals 3 sine, and the k value is 1. We've moved right to 20. And then we've gone plus 1. Now generally when k is 1 we don't write it. So the way we would actually write this, it would be 3 sine x minus 20 plus 1. And of course, much like the other one, we could do an alternative thing. So we could say, well, actually we think it's a cosine graph, which starts over here, which would make the answer 3 cos x minus 110 plus 1. Okay. Number 9. So what we have here, so we're going to have to figure out first of all how long the period is. So we're going to go from the top to the top. So that's going to be our period. So the period is going to be 90 minus 18. So 90 minus 18 is 72. So the period is 72. Our k value is going to be 360 over 72. 360 divided by 72, whoops, is 5. So our k value is 5. I'm going to do this one more by inspection. The amplitude is 2 away. The d is 4. And so, if we think it's a sine graph, it's going to start over there. So f of x equals 2 sine 5x plus 4. It's going to be 2 sine 5x plus 4. Or we could have said that it starts over here. So we could have said that it's a cos graph. And if it was a cos graph, then it would be 2 cos 5, which put this as a square bracket, and we've moved right 18 plus 4. Or we could have started it as a negative sine graph. We could have started it over there, and that would be minus 2 sine 5 times x minus, and this time it would be over 36 plus 4. And any one of those would be acceptable answers. Okay. Number 10. There's some decimals here. That's pretty ugly. I'm going to go from I would have probably gone from top to top. I would have probably gone from there to there. But just to be complicated, I'm going to go from middle going up to middle going up. I'm going to go from there to there. And so the period is going to be 77.5 minus negative 12.5. Just to show you how you would do it, negative numbers minus negative 12.5, which is 90. The period is 90. So if the period is 90, then the k value is going to be 360 divided by the period, which is going to be 4. The a is going to be 3, d is going to be 1. There's definitely no pretty starting one over here, so let's say it starts over here. Start over there, that would be a sine x, and that's going to be f of x equals 3 sine, our k is 4. We've moved left 12.5, so that's plus 12.5. And then we're going to have plus 1. And there you go. Or we could do that one over there. That would be a cos graph. G of x equals 3 cos 4, and that would be x minus 10 plus 1. And there you go.